it's going to be hard for them. They've got to roll the dice. They've got to take chances. And, you know, the shackles are off really in this last quarter. So could be exciting, could be an enthralling last term of football. Quick kick came out of the middle and Adams takes the mark for South Belgrave. He's walked back as if he thinks he's a chance of scoring from there, but I would suggest he'd be too far out. Pretty deliberate approach though, goes very short and finds Sam Brown, who takes the mark. Good overhead mark. One grabber there from Sam Brown. And Sam Brown will go back and line up for goal at number 1, his first of the day.
I think you were spot on then, Brad. He was never, ever going to try and kick the distance. It was just a matter of wait until he got an opportunity.
So Brown walks in, and it's a lovely kick off the boot, and that is the best possible start to the final quarter for South Belgrave. They get the first goal. It took less than a minute. Sam Brown kicked it, and it's a 35-point lead now on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. I think what was important, Ray, was he was never a chance of kicking it, but he did give the impression that he thought he was, which meant that when Brown offered that lead, they probably, they weren't onto it as quickly the Upper Gully defences otherwise could have been.
And the kick was pinpoint, it was terrific.
So 35-point margin now. It is growing in favour of the Sainters as back in the centre, Bedbo applies a crunchy tackle on the Upper Ferntree Gully player in Dirksen and will have a bounce, a secondary bounce in the centre. So I'm sure the locals at their home ground in the Saints will be enjoying this match at the present as they lead by 35 points. The quick clearance comes out for the Saints through courtesy of Hallinan, and it'll bounce out of play right in front of our broadcast position in the forward pocket here at Belgrave South Recreation Reserve in the Saints forward line. I'll tell you what, it's as if Hines has been double teamed at the moment, and he's been a very effective player in the forward line for South Belgrave this afternoon. Tap one falls to ground level. Over the top of it is Risley, who applies a gang tackle and will have yet another bounce. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast this afternoon. Radio Eastern 98.1 FM or streaming live around the world on the web. EFL.org.au. Sharking the Packers. Bernard, a fantastic snap, but it didn't quite have the mileage on the kick, and it was forced through for a behind. That was Anthony Bernardo. Will have a kick in, 13-10-88 South Belgrave leading Upper Ferntree Gully, 7-10-52. We've got 2.5 minutes in this final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So Brad Carroll brings the ball back in. Thumping kick by Carroll to half-back. Calvert, sweeping handball. Taken away by, by Somerville. Short pass by Hallinan, and a rare mistake from Tom Hallinan today. He's put it out on the full. Used the ball so well on most occasions, but this time he was off target. Free kick taken by Jared Whiteman, who gave it to Carroll. Long searching kick by Brad Carroll. Handball was shot out by, by Murray, and the ball was booted forward. A lot of players around this footy. Strong tackle by Burley, and that wasn't appreciated too much. The umpire's right on the scene though, he's right there. He's happy to just ball it up. No free kick paid. Benbow taken to ground by Geordie Whiteman. Somerville through some heavy traffic. He was caught red-handed then, held onto it too long. Incorrect disposal, and the free kick goes to the Kings. And it looks like little Geordie Whiteman who will
he's been respectable.
Have a shot. Yeah, he's been lively. He's done what I guess you hope every small forward would do, which is really provide a spark, bit of energy, kick a goal or two. He has kicked one goal today, which was in that third quarter. Has a chance for his second here. So Whiteman lines up the goals. Wasn't a bad attempt, but he slams it into the woodwork, and a minor score. And that's just about the last throw of the dice, you'd think, for Upper Ferntree Gully. It's 35 points to the margin. They need goals in a hurry.
Indeed they do, as Hallinan brings it back in for the Saints. You get the sense that South Belgrave would be content to chip the ball around to see that this final term reaches a conclusion with them in front on the scoreboard, as they are convincingly at the moment. Jeffries in the back pocket.
Oh, dangerous.
Wants to go across the defensive goal face. It was risky and ambitious, but they get away with it here, the Saints. The hand pass is looped over the top to Neat, who's been respectable in defence. Kick out wide to left half back is marked by Somerville. who's also cropped up, become prominent in the second half. Somerville towards centre wing. At the back is Bacons. Gave a shove to his opponent indiscriminately. It'll be a free kick to Upper Gully on centre wing. The recipient is indeed Dirksen. Gets the hand pass out. The kick was partially smothered. Upper Fern Tree Gully have got themselves into a bit of bother at the moment, but fortuitously Carroll was taken high for their sake. He'll receive the free kick between half-back and centre wing, and a 25-metre penalty to boot. And it looks as if encroaching the mark there for South Belgrave was Adams, and that brings Brad Carroll closer to goal, but just beyond his range, you would think. So Carroll, 70 metres out from goal. It's a congested forward line. He's at least going to bang it as close as he can towards the teeth of goals. He does just that. It almost carries the pack. And it's still in play. Snap around the corner. I tell you what, it's a goal on the outside of the boot. Came from nowhere. Great improvisation. And Upper Fern Tree Gully, well, a bit of life ignited and a spark ignited for their chances in this game. And it's interesting to see, to pick out who the goal kicker was. We're situated right opposite.
I've got my eye on him now. I'm just waiting for him to turn around.
Yeah, well,
right in the centre of the ground on the cricket pitch with the bandage on his right elbow.
Well, in any case, Upper Fern Tree Gully needed that if they were to have any chance in this game. And they trail now by 29 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It was Risley at the end. Yep. So 13-10-88 South Belgrave, Upper Fern Tree Gully 8-11-59. We're 6 minutes into the final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Just a couple of free kicks there and made a big difference. In Upper Gully, they still have life.
They do. It's back to 29 points. Cassidy boots it forward. They need to kick the next one, the Kings. They need to get a couple in a hurry here. Handball back to Lee. Matty Lee. High kick. Doesn't really do his teammates any favours, although Hards, made it look like a good kick. Ran onto it and safely took the mark. Judged it well.
Can he make the distance, Ray? What do you think?
Oh, I think it might be just a little bit too far out. We'll wait and see.
Bryce Hards, what you don't want to see is that kick that lands about 2 metres out from the goal and just gets fisted
But he's
through.
got to have a shot, though. Under the circumstances, he's got to try and kick the goal.
So he'll give it everything he has. Well, pretty confident approach. Not a bad attempt. This distance wasn't really a problem, but he was off target. Minus score then for Bryce Hards. So it's back to 28 points to the lead. 13-10-88 South Belgrave. Upper Fern Tree Gully 8-12-60 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. And it's 7.5 minutes gone in the final quarter.
These are the chances that they've got to take. They're not going to get many more, I'd say, so they've pretty much got to play perfect football in front of goal now.
Indeed, goals will be at a premium for the Kings as Hallinan brings it back into play for the Saints. A quick chain of hand passes. Eventually it's arrested and taken away there by Murray, who hacks it inside the 50. It lands on the right half-forward flank. And stripped of the football there for the Kings was Matt Petrarca, who hasn't had his best day. I suppose he hasn't had a lot of luck either, and he sees it out of play on the half-forward flank for the Kings. 45 metres out from goal. They need Majors quickly. So ball back into play. Tap one for the Kings there by Calvert. Forced to ground level. And taking the ball over the line on that occasion, it appeared as if it was Bembo.
They're
45 metres out.
quickly running out of time. They've only made inroads by 1 point. We've been going 8.5 minutes.
That was Huglin taking it over the boundary line. The throw in was slapped away there by Murray. Chance for South Belgrave to clear. They have the numbers. Brilliant play there by Huglin. Evaded a couple of would-be tacklers. But the mark is intercepted and taken by Bryce Hards, who's in a similar position to where he was earlier. 45 metres out from goal, but this time the angle is much more acute. So Hards, well, these are the goals they have to kick, Andy, if they're going to win this game.
I mean, it's hard from here. He's right on the boundary, but this is the type of kick that could really, really lift them. So
potential team lifter. Can Bryce Hards convert? It's close. It's hit the woodwork.
That's a fair effort from there.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad kick. I mean, if he's directly in front of goal, that sails through, quite easily. So, yeah, look, they've just got to centre the ball a little bit. I mean, it was just a kick on the side of the boot from the South Belgrave player, but that's why they've just got to get those kicks in front of goal, and there's still a chance. I still think they're a little bit of a sneaky chance. 3 behinds today is all to show for Bryce Hards for all his effort. I reckon he's probably been...
deserving of a goal.
Yeah, he certainly deserves a goal and probably up there in the 2 or 3 best Upper Fern Tree Gully players. Has played a fine game. Tap was one down to the path of Hallinan.
Fair call.
And it was good tackle. Well done, Cassidy. Dishes it off to Hickleton. High, very high kick by Tate Hickleton. No one can take the mark. Whiteman dived in over the footy. There's a whistle for something behind the play.
Yeah, the player for South Belgrave got rid of the ball and then he just got tackled to ground after. It just dumped in the tackle, so it's fair enough there.
I think that was for a high, boys.
You just get the feeling that South Belgrave sort of playing in second gear. They don't feel like they're getting ultimately challenged, and I just get the feeling that if they do get challenged, then they'll lift because they have to. At the moment, they're sort of just coasting and doing what they need to do and no more.
So Neat got it to Somerville and then to Perry on the wing. Eamon Perry.
It was lively in the first quarter.
Yeah, he had a very good first sort of half. Drifted out of it in the third term, as a lot of his teammates did, as Upper Gully sort of mounted their challenge for much of that third term. In the end, it was all for nothing. The margin at halftime was 26 points. At three-quarter time, it was still 26 points. It was a great kick to Hickleton. Hickleton doesn't waste any time, finds Cassidy, who's doing well in the last quarter. Cassidy's kick's a good one, and he honoured the lead then from Murray. And it is
it's Murray.
Ryan Murray with the ball.
So once again, they've gone inside their forward 50, but they've just gone too wide, I feel. So anyway, let's see what happens.
So Murray's kicked 2 goals, and he caught the man on the mark,
Oh,
napping a bit then. That's an amazing goal right in front of the faithful there. He's kicked the goal for Upper Ferntree Gully. It's his third, and there is a bit going on behind the play.
He was whacked behind the play there, so a bit of a scuffle in chewing.
Oh, yellow card.
Yep. So yellow card's been handed out by the umpire.
I think that's Rory Neat who got it, the yellow card.
No, I think it was Huglin.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but there was a hit behind the play, and South Belgrave player was felled. And now an Upper Ferntree Gully player being tended to by the medical staff.
It's a shame because, it was such a great goal by Ryan Murray that this had to sort of follow, but...
Indeed, well, unfortunate as the umpire stops play. Let's head to Grant Campbell in the meantime for some Tuesday match stats.
In the final quarter, the inside 50s is 7-2 in favour of Upper Ferntree Gully, and they've been on top in the contested possessions 13-7. Also out tackling South Belgrave with 9 tackles to 3, including 5-0 inside 50.
You'll probably find here, boys, that Upper Gully are going to have another shot on goal as well.
Wow,
Plus, I think a 25-metre penalty to go with that yellow card.
Just thinking that, Ray. This is a huge play in the context of this match, and it's what Upper Gully needed, to be honest.
Well, you said they required something extraordinary to get back into this game, and I'll tell you what, it's transpired, Andy.
Absolutely.
It certainly brought some life into this game now.
There certainly will be another shot on goal.
I'm not sure if he's going to get the 25-metre penalty, but he'll get a shot on goal.
Is it Murray again who's got the ball?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
So it'll be goal number 4 if he kicks it, which is a handy performance.
He's just got to dance to the left like he did last time and slot it.
Well, he's showing he can kick him from this spot just a couple of minutes ago. Can he repeat the dose?
Tell you what, this is a big kick.
Might be feeling a little bit groggy this time, though. Yeah. So he's got 3 for the day. For goal number 4, huge kick. Not bad off the boot, drifts across the face of goal and a minus score. 20 points the margin now.
They're threatening.
They are indeed. Upper Ferntree Gully still well within their rights to claim this game as Hallinan brings it back in. Can the Saints respond and stem the flow like they have all afternoon? A spearing pass to centre wing from the Saints eventually ends in the arms of Odermatt. Odermatt chips the pass, finds his teammate Bernardo, who has excelled in the second half, weaves his way around, kick on the right foot towards the half-forward flank. On the dive there was Hines. He couldn't quite take it on the slide.
Boundary.
And it's over for a boundary throw-in. And speaking of the boundary, let's head down boundary side thanks to Life Care and Dan Joyce.
Boys, it's obviously been an overcast day. It's actually getting quite dark out here, and the temperatures have dropped quite a bit in this second half.
Well, make sure you rug up down there, mate. We don't want you getting a cold. Chance now for Upper Ferntree Gully to clear from the congestion. It was kicked across the half-back line, so South Belgrave still threatening here. Around on the right foot, Somerville. Kick inside 50. Hines couldn't quite take it. From the back there was Cassidy Marsh to apply the spoil. Still a scrimmage on the half-forward line. They're 45 metres out from the South Belgrave goal, and eventually the umpire calls for some respite, and we'll have a bounce. So 45 metres out. South Belgrave could score a goal here, would almost end it, you feel. Hand pass comes back from Adams. A high ball inside 50. The Upper Fir Tree Gully defence resolute. Claim there was Hallinan of the Jarrah variety. Great tackle there from Odermatt. And to the delight of the South Belgrave crowd, is going to receive a free kick for a holding the ball decision. And this could almost shut the gate.
Yeah, Brenton Toole had a moment where he could have just booted the ball out. He knew he had pressure, danced around, and just wasn't aware of Odermatt. And well, these are sodas for him normally, aren't they?
Lee Odermatt shooting for his 4th major of the afternoon. He thrives in this situation. The game potentially rests on his shoulders. From the 4 pocket. 45 metres out. He's missed on this occasion, only a minor score. So Upper Fir Tree Gully fans breathe a sigh of relief. 9-14-68 are Upper Gully. They trail South Belgrave 13-11-89. Only 21 points in it. 15.5 minutes gone in the final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
3 goals, 2 for the day for Lee Odermatt.
He still needs his 1 goal for the last quarter, so he has one in each.
He's destined to get it, isn't he?
Each quarter, yeah, he will.
Brad Carroll brings the ball back in for Upper Gully, straight down the middle. But it's been well marked there by Hallinan.
Yeah, Dyson, Bernardo.
Floating kick to Bernardo. Dyson was there as well, but it's been chopped off by Houston. Houston runs his full measure. Now he has a bounce. Did he run too far? Umpire said no. Houston's kick's a beauty. Gave Godfrey a chance. Off hands to Whiteman. Whiteman's kick is off target. He grubbered it along the ground, and it's always risky when you do that, and he was just off the mark. It's 20 points the margin once again. 16.5 minutes gone in the final quarter.
Upper Gully have certainly had their chances, though, in the last quarter. You know, the times they've gone inside that forward 50 but haven't scored.
Got to say, Damo, it's a game of centimetres. You know, Godfrey almost takes the mark. Whiteman almost kicks the goal.
Indeed.
They're not far off.
Bit like life, really. Kick in. Chance now for South Belgrave. Now a chance on centre wing. Hand pass flies over the top towards Adams. He fumbled. Trying to charge for the football was Jared Hallinan, who's come to prominence in this final term. A hand pass was loose from Dyson. One-on-one contest. We're still on centre wing. Hand pass eventually comes out. Kick from 52 metres. Set sail. It's a one-on-one. Lee Odermatt. No.
Great spoil.
Great spoil. Could potentially be a match-saving one if Upper Gully get back into it. That was Liam Gelly on the last line of defence. Forces it behind, and it's 21 points the margin in favour of the Saints. 17 minutes gone in the final term.
He was getting held too, so it was a particularly good spoil by Gully.
Carroll's long kick in. This time goes to the half-back position. Strong tackle. Great tackle by Bernardo on Withers.
It's a ripping effort.
And it was on Clibbing Gator, sorry. So great tackle then by Anthony Bernardo. Palm down. Handball was shot out to Clibbing Gators. Had nowhere to go then. The boundary line was beckoning the whole time.
He did it right there, Clibbing Gators. Sort of assessed the situation, realised he didn't really have an avenue, and just sort of danced his way out of bounds.
Boundary throw in. That difficult sort of time of the game where Upper Gully just sort of need everything to go right now for them. Laughlin's kick's a beauty. Got it to Whiteman. Off to Toole. Toole's kick finds Houston. They're in space here. The Kings. Nick Houston bounces it forward. It bounces, but it's going to be well wide of the goalpost. And another minus score. Much like the second quarter, Upper Fir Tree Gully keep peppering the goals, but they can't get the majors that they need. And as a result, they're almost kicking themselves out of the match.
Well, but even then, boys, when Houston was running towards...
straightened up.
Yeah, but no, the pressure that was put on by the person chasing him, it was just so quick that he caught up to him.
He also had no left foot, though, but we haven't really mentioned how profligate they've been in front of goal, have the Kings. They really have wasted their chances.
Indeed they have, and they potentially have another chance here. The kick swings towards centre half forward, but again, it's ill-directed after the kick in, and the Saints had the numbers and the possession as they slow the play down. The chip kick, marked by Dyson, and a 25-metre penalty, according to the umpire. So Josh Dyson was felled after he took the mark.
Yeah, it's tough because he kind of was in the contest, but it still was late, and he brought him down after the mark was taken. So technically, the right decision has been made.
It's a congested forward line, so the South Belgrave forwards trying to lead up the ground to leave space behind. Trying to jump for the mark there was Bernardo. The kick didn't quite hit the target. It falls to ground level. A plethora of players dive on top of it. No one can extricate the ball from the pack. It will have a bounce 55 metres out from the Saints' goal. So approaching time on in this final term. 19.5 minutes gone. And as every second ticks by, as does Upper Gully's chances of winning this game. The kick inside 50 from Bernardo. To no one in particular. Upper Gully have the numbers. Swinging round onto the loose ball and kicking up forward. Dirksen on the right foot. He manages to eventually find a target in Clip and Gatiss towards centre wing. And the kick was spoiled in the end brilliantly by Tom Hallinan, who's been the general all afternoon. Forces it out of play on centre wing.
We're about to tick into time on now here, so they've really got to get their skates onto the Kings.
They sure do. There's no time to waste. There's the tackle by Benbow on Calvert. And you can see the
more spot fires in the distance as well.
Yeah, the coaching staff there at Upper Ferntree Gully that weren't too happy about something behind the play. Here's Bernardo. Lovely kick to Odermatt on a long lead. Odermatt slides in to take the mark in front of Gully. It's been a great battle between those two. Really enjoyed that one today. Bacon's the target, and he's taken the mark. All he had was little Matty Lawson in front of him, but he still didn't look like he was going to get to that one.
Yeah. Wow, what a mark. I've got to say there's been some great aerial ability displayed in this match today, but that one pretty much trumps it. That is a big mark there. He didn't look like he was even going to get there, and well, he did, and he clunked it.
Boys, you have to give credit to Lee Odermatt. He's played a bit of football now with Alex Bacon, and he just kicks it out where he knows Bacon is going to go.
It was well weighted, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a terrific kick, yeah.
So he's had a fine battle today. Alex Bacon's with Jared Dirksen. Honours pretty even. If Bacon's kicks this, he'll have 4 for the day. You take that any day of the week from your key forward. He's happy with the kick. Oh. He's put it through, and that has put a sealer on the result, you would think. Yep. The lead back out to 26 points. Alex Bacon's has his 4th of the day. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it is South Belgrave leading by 26 points, 22 minutes gone in the final quarter.
If Chad Rogers could get anything out of today's game, he'd have to be happy with the endeavour by Upper Gully after half-time. They were very disappointing in the first half, but after half-time they've been very, very good.
So Bacon's goal puts the Saints 26 points up, an unassailable margin you would think, as they move it forward again from the clearance, and Odermatt marks on the half-forward flank. Well, he's been pivotal at the pivotal stages. Oh, I don't see it now.
He has been pivotal, as you said, in the crucial stages of this match, and yeah, he won't pass this off. He'll certainly shoot for goal. As I said, they start to get challenged, South Belgrave, and they just lifted when they had to, and now, as you said, a little bit of cream on the cake.
Odermatt for goal number 4 from 55 metres out. It's online, it won't quite make the distance, and it's rushed through for a behind from the Kings' defence. So 27 points the margin. Bacon's antagonising his opponent there in the foreground.
Poor Dirksen's copying it.
And Upper Ferntree Gully bring it back into play. So a long kick towards the centre of the ground, seizing his opportunity to grab the ball is Marr. He's claimed by a couple of Saints, falls to ground level. Hickleton had a touch of the fumbles. The Saints, as a consequence, swoop on the ball, kick towards half forward, didn't gain much distance or territory. Gully, who's moved up the ground, tries to attack the football. Still a scrimmage, and stripped off the ball is Jesse Smith, and it's over the line, 70 metres around from the Saints' goal on the western side of the ground. So throw in. Tap one at the back by Condor. He's been brilliant in the ruck since quarter time. Charging over the football and diving on top of it, Bernardo forces another stoppage. And a bit of life in this game. Yeah. And the crowd getting into it as well now that the result is sealed up.
They are indeed. It's well, Upper Gully are fighting the game out, which is good to see. This ball eludes Odermatt, who be pretty keen to kick another goal. As we've said, that would give him 4 for the day, 1 in each quarter.
Sorry, bro, to interrupt. Just extend on Ray's point. Again, great endeavour shown by the Upper Gully players. We all expected them to fall away after half-time, and they could have easily, with the game sort of becoming a little bit unassailable, but they've lifted.
Here he is, Odermatt kicks the goal. 4 for the day, 1 in each.
Bernardo.
I've heard you. I'm checking to make sure you've got it right.
Oh, we got it right, Brad.
There's tattoos, mate.
Tattoos.
Yeah. You're being hounded down by 3 of us. We got it right.
Brad's new nickname's the inaccurate one now.
Ooh.
You always get to doozy, does Soupy Campbell.
Right, have your say now, Brad. What were you going to say, mate?
Yeah, go for it.
No, that's fine. Anthony Bernardo's got his 2nd of the day. And Odermatt still remains stranded on 3 goals.
Unfortunately, it ruins the theatre and the fairy tale, doesn't it? But there's still time for Odermatt to score his 4th as we're back in the centre. 24.5 minutes gone. South Belgrave by 33 points as we have a secondary bounce.
Bacon still letting Dirksen know, by the way. Look at him. He's like a dog with no bone.
Indeed. So back from the centre, quick kick from Condor, to no avail really because it was intercepted. Upper Gully have the numbers, but eventually it's stripped out and taken out by Withers for the Saints, who's been very serviceable. Odermatt dived out for the football, couldn't hold the mark. It's on the half-back line for Upper Ferntree Gully. Spilling the ball at the crucial moment was Carroll, and as a consequence, weaving his way through is Smith. He's eventually claimed, and the umpire diligently calls for holding the ball to be a free kick for Upper Gully at centre half-back.
Yep.
So, bit of a pedestrian finish to this game, but still very lively, it must be said.
Yeah.
Risley from centre half back kicks towards the wing position. Over the back, a brilliant spoil effected there by Brock Ferguson, who forces it over the boundary line on centre wing, and we'll have a ball in eastern side of Belgrave South Recreation Reserve.
33 points, just about the biggest lead of the day. I would hazard to guess. It's sort of hovered around that mark for most of the afternoon, but Upper Gully have usually been able to get one to bring it back under that 5-goal margin. As it stands right now, it looks like a very comfortable win for South Belgrave, and they have been in front. They've been challenged, but it's never really got under double figures, I don't think, at any stage. No. So since that first quarter, so it's been a commanding performance by the Saints. Quick kick there, I think that was by Lachlan, and he's put it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will go to Adams. Hasn't had a big day, Brett Adams today for South Belgrave. Goes very short to Burley. Liked his game in defence. Hangs it in the air a fair while to Jeffries. So Darren Jeffries is up and about. Started the game well. Swings it out to this broadcast side of the ground. Finds Benbow, who was on fire in that first half. He probably hasn't had as much of the footy in the second half, and he has made a few errors at times, but he's also done a lot of good things. Goes short to Jared Zahl. Zahl's kick finds Burley at half-back. Burley, nice kick up towards Brown, and the intensity has just gone out of this one a bit. Players starting to feel the pinch. Brown's kick to Odermatt on a long lead.
Kick a goal.
Wheels around, doesn't waste any time. Odermatt's kick looking for Bernardo, but Calvert there had front position and was easily able to pick that one off and clear once again for the Kings.
So from centre wing, mark taken by Ma, who's been admirable all day for Upper Gully. Kick inside 50, a bit of a scramble for possession. Eventually, the Saints have the numbers on the last line of defence and they can clear. Chip pass on the half-back flank. Well, they have players streaming forward in numbers and with space, and Ferguson marks in the centre of the ground, gives it over to Bacons. They chain the handballs very, very well. Kick inside 50, caught behind on that occasion was Hughlin, and from the front, great defence applied there from Matt Lawson, and he can clear for the Kings. Lawson to centre half-back. Mark taken by Calvert, who's been in the thick of the action in the last few minutes. Calvert was a grubber of a kick in the end, and as a consequence, moving through is Hallinan. Can he kick a rare goal from 60 metres out? It's got the distance, but not quite the accuracy, and spoiled through for a behind. And, well, it's only academic now. South Belgrave 15-14-104, lead Upper Gully 9-16-70. We got 28.5 minutes in this final turn.
If anyone deserved a goal, it was Tom Hallinan. But look at the ladder position. Are we surprised by this result? Do we actually read too much into it?
Not really. South Belgrave have been good. Here's Hallinan for a goal from 40 metres. His kick is smothered. In fact, it was Bernardo. I think we've both done it today, Brad. Kick outside the defensive 50. Chance now for Upper Gully on centre wing. Taken away by Lachlan. He was stripped of the football. Charging through there for the Saints was Withers. He couldn't quite get an effective hand pass away, and the tackle is applied from Houston. We'll have a bounce on centre wing.
Andy, in answer to your question, nobody should be surprised at all, because we've got to look at the form over the last 3 weeks, and the form, South Belgrave's form has been terrific.
Has indeed. Upper Gully's a little bit up and down, that's for sure. This is Carroll attacking the contest hard. The handball out. Kick forward then by Toole. Real dying stages of this one now. Ferguson got it out to Neat, under pressure. Neat's kick floats towards the boundary line, still in play. Now it's over in front of Brock Ferguson. 34 points, the margin. It was 5th versus 4th, wasn't it, coming into this game? And South Belgrave, I think, were 5th on the ladder, and Upper Ferntree Gully 4th. At home, obviously, the Saints felt pretty confident, but like Ray said, form, they definitely seem to have the form coming into this game. Upper Ferntree Gully, their response to their big loss last week has been a bit patchy. They started pretty poorly.
They're above parity now, 6 wins, 5 losses.
Yeah, with Heathmont on their clipping out their heels.
Yes.
What you got to look at, boys, is after the first 3 rounds, each team was 3, but South Belgrave with 3 losses and Upper Gully with 3 wins.
Well, there it is, the final siren sounds of Belgrave South Recreation Reserve. South Belgrave, they're on top of the mountain geographically, and they are in the results today over Upper Ferntree Gully. 15-14, 104. The Saints have defeated the Kings 9-16-70 in this crucial Division 3 clash. A great win by the Saints and a good performance to stave off the charge.